the Republican Party if somebody comes up. I mean, Ron Paul was ridiculously popular. He had the most for a while there in Iowa. He had the most campaign money, although most people didn't know who he was. So there was something very odd going on there. It was kind of a little bit of an anomaly, but I think that there is a legitimate chance. They've just got to win. They've got to get their name out there. They've got to get their name out there, and they've got to get it out in such a way that they don't look crazy.
Mm-hmm. That's what killed him.
Because most people look at Ron Paul and think, "What a nut job." Well, there is logic in there. My favorite Ron Paul story is the Rosa Parks Medal of Honor, or something like Congressional Medal of Honor, and everybody voted yes except Ron Paul to give Rosa Parks the Congressional Medal of Honor. He thought, she's in history books, she's got enough awards. Why should we spend $6 million of taxpayer money on giving this woman a medal? Because after all the bureaucracy, everything that had to be done, this was $6 million.
In the Congress, they call him Dr. No because he doesn't like wasteful spending.
Yep.
Yeah.
He could, if he could just get himself out there, he has interesting ideas. And
especially if this healthcare reform passes, he's very, very small government, like even so much so that there would be no regulation of drugs like marijuana. He would just say, go ahead and do it. Mm-hmm. You have to remember, he's pretty much libertarian by the book.
Yeah, but you have to remember that what would end up happening is, although you'd put an extremist in office, he's not going to be able to achieve those things. There's two other branches of government. And if he could sell that, if he could say, well, I'm going to get in there, but I'm not going to, he needs to sell more realistic ideas. He can't say he's going to make marijuana legal. He can't do things like that. He has better opportunity if he talks about his foreign policy and his belief in limited spending.
Yeah, I'm just saying, keep your eyes open. The 2010 Iowa governor's race is going to be crazy, and the 2012 presidential election is going to be outrageous. Just keep your eyes open,
It's going to be fun.
It'll be a fun ride.
Yeah, we'll be back right after this to discuss whether or not the world expects too much of President Obama. All right, welcome back to Informavores. I'm Alex Schumann. I'm here with Ryan Jones and Marcus Rippentrop. And Marcus, could you please take us into our next topic?
There's an article here from Politico, and the point is, does the world expect too much from President Obama? Mostly about the global warming conference going on in Copenhagen. Is it this week?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's already started.
Yeah. Basically, they just don't know. The point is, does the world think that Obama is going to be the end-all, the fix-all? Is he going to be, what we expected him to be when he ran? Because he promised some huge things in regards to global warming when he was running.
Well, yes, and I think that he promised some big things to the world, and it's very openly known that he got the Nobel Peace Prize because of the amount of hope and excitement he spread across the world. So he used the same tactic that he used on the American people. So I think that they do think too much of him.
Well, I think it's his own problem. He made the bet. He's got to lie in it now. He promised all these huge things without, any substantive plan, and now
he said he's going to, on his way there, he's going to stop and pick up the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, walk in with it under his arm. Hey,
his slogan was "Yes, we can. Yes, we can." Well, where is it? I want to know where all of Obama's plans are.
Where is anything? Where is anything? the healthcare debate, yes, noble cause in a way, but there's so much in there that I disagree with. And then
what is he doing on that front though? Nothing.
What is he doing? He's
watching Fox News and complaining to Robert Gibbs.
My biggest, I about lost it. And Marcus would know I either called you, I don't remember. I know I ranted because he did this listening tour on Friday. And it was a listening tour to help to go and talk to real Americans out in Pennsylvania about what to do in regards to the economy. You have every expert who disagrees and agrees with you at your will. They will come. They will come to the White House, especially if they disagree with you, because then they want to try and convince you. What is some average American going to tell you except for the fact, I don't have a job, I need one, bring factories back to America? Like, it was just so political. It was so full of
political stunt.
Yeah.
He's still campaigning.
Yes.
He's been in office for what? Almost like
it's almost 11
a
year.
Almost 11 months.
Yeah, we're getting in there.
Yeah. And besides his first day, he's been campaigning. He's been doing these media tours and talking to real Americans. Okay, you're the president.
We get it.
We understand that we're ignorant. We don't know. We're not experts. We're the American population. We do jobs. We're not experts in the economy.
That's why.
What are we gonna know?
That's why his job exists.
He doesn't know how to. He has a real leadership problem.
Well,
he doesn't take criticism, and he doesn't know what to do.
Traditionally, senators are terrible leaders.
Well, this one, I'd say the trend continues.
When you look back, it's the same thing. You look at John. We have had a couple senators that have been president, but the one was John F. Kennedy. What did he actually do in office, except for a situation that was brought to him, which was the Cuban Missile Crisis? Performed brilliantly, thank God. But besides that, he didn't do much except for fluffy talk. It was Lyndon Johnson that got everything done once Kennedy was assassinated. So we might see that again, although we better not see the assassination part. I'm talking about we're going to have a president who didn't get anything done because it was about the fluff. It was about the motivation. It was
right.
Ask not what your country can do for you kind of business.
Except he said, ask what your country can do for you.
Yes.
Because he's very big government. I don't know. I feel like I understand. I see the world's argument. I do think there's too much expected from him, but I feel no sympathy for him. He managed to be one of the most motivational people ever. I think that's pretty safe to say.
And now he needs to back it up.
Yeah, and he had all these plans, but if you listen to the rational people on both, there were Democrats, Republicans, independents, young people, old people going, okay, what are you going to do? That all sounds good and well, but what are you going to do? And he had no answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, the climate change business is just not a personal issue that I think about or really care about. But when it comes to my relation to high expectations for him is the economy. And we're sitting there and we're watching him. We talked about it earlier. He's going to try and have some tax incentives and stuff like that. He's inching towards this conservative economic strategy, but he won't just do it. He talks about, we'll listen to everybody, no matter or not if we agree ideologically. But he knows, I think he knows that a conservative economic strategy is the correct one, but he seems to be refusing to do things because of the image, because of all these promises he made. He's constrained himself.
I would agree. It's the same thing with the Afghanistan strategy. What was the conservatives' argument? What'd they say? More troops in Afghanistan now. And that's what he did. But he took him freaking how long to do it? I mean, months?
I guess he has done that. We should take that back. He had
a speech and did exactly what the president before him told him to do. Yeah. Congratulations. I mean,
But he did it.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
that's all I got. That's all I got. Trying to be an optimist.
Going back to the first article, the reason these poll numbers are slowing is because people like us and people that are listening are getting upset that he's not doing anything. I mean, it was when people, I don't know what to say. It's just frustrating to have someone in office who doesn't do anything. I mean,
who could do so much?
Yeah, he has brilliant potential. And
he has a unified government. He has one party in charge of everything.
At the beginning,
and he's not using it. I know that Democrats they don't operate in the same kind of lockstep that Republicans do, but holy crap. Pull it together.
When he took office, he had a huge, overwhelming support. He had political support. He had social support. Yet he sat on his hands and did nothing. And now it's really biting him in the ass. It really is. I mean, did he just think that if he just read what David Plouffe wrote, that he would just be fine? I mean,
it's just really surprising because you would think that with all of the advantages he had, I know that the healthcare debate has really hindered it, but I think what happened is he promised too much and tried to actually get it all done, as opposed to focusing in on anything.
Yeah, I would agree.
Should we touch on ClimateGate real quick?
We can actually.
Right.
If you guys have been paying attention to the news lately, some emails that are pretty serious have been released. They've been leaked. And they revealed amongst numerous things that the source code used to project the global warming numbers was purposely flawed, and that people have been, in their forecast, they had been, instead of just using what the computer simulation gave them, they added in the actual temperatures of that day, too, to show this huge growth that actually did not exist. So this whole global warming climate thing is starting to crumble, and just as an example, I mean, I've had numerous conversations with one of my friends about if Al Gore is so serious